Is there a little bit of pressure to make sure that was wonderful, but it's not enough? We now have to take that next step.
We're all over the moon. We were #1 within 48 hours with only 2 episodes, and it was premiered on a Wednesday.
We have $1 million listing Dubai, and we would like to know if you're interested in being a part of this show. So I'm just like...
So do you think that $1 million listing is sort of recognizing that trend as well?
There's big players in the market coming from everywhere.
What lessons do you think real estate agents have not learned? Have they done the research to find out what the lifestyle is actually like, or is it just about, the financial returns?
If you buy from the right developer, then it's a great investment.
We were already successful brokers. Somebody just bought a penthouse for 550 mil in the Bugatti building 2 days ago.
If you get knocked down, you just have to get back up and just get back and go stronger.
Rami, Ben, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. Very kind of you.
Thanks for having us.
Season 2 now has come out, or at least a few of the episodes from Season 2, $1 Million Listing. So far, your thoughts on how it's going?
Amazing.
Anything that you're disappointed in the way that the show is portrayed?
Not at all.
Anything that you're incredibly happy about?
Everything.
And your mother's pleased with her appearance?
She loves it, yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Sharing all the clips with friends back home?
Absolutely.
You're executive producer as well as a cast member.
Yes.
And let me ask you the same thing. Are you feeling good about how it's being received and also how the first 2 episodes were shot?
Yeah, I'm ecstatic. It's amazing. I think we're all over the moon. We were #1 within 48 hours. And so with only 2 episodes, and it was premiered on a Wednesday. So we're excited for the other episodes to come out and obviously maintain that #1.
And then, so for Season 2, how many episodes total?
So there's 12.
Okay.
There's 12 episodes, so it's over 6 weeks. And yeah, we're just getting started.
So far, now you've seen the entire season.
Yes.
How the Season 2 got it better than Season 1?
Oh, it's 100 times better.
Tell me why.
So Season 1 was a learning curve. We were just kind of thrown into the deep end. We really didn't know what we were doing. And I think from the production side, it was pretty much the same. We've got bigger sponsors now. Obviously, Aldar is on board once again, Aldar being a giant. And now we have Demac properties. So we've got bigger and better properties. We've got new faces as well. Cecilia is part of Season 2 as well, Cecilia Ronaldo. And we've got Dr. Mohammed Baidoun, who's the head of development for Damac. So we've got new properties, we've got new faces, a lot of drama. And I think the production level it's just amplified. It's 100 times better when it comes to production.
So we know Dubai is the brand. I've been here 22 years, you've been here even longer than that, and you've been here 13 years. We know Dubai as that brand. Was there ever talk about, because it's $1 million listing UAE, was there talk about wanting it to be more Dubai focused, or were you trying to sort of break the mold so that it would be a combination of the two?
That's a funny story, actually.
Yeah. Well, in a nutshell, I personally, because I was trying to bring the $1 million listing franchise here to the UAE. It was actually Dubai, and we knocked on a lot of doors in Dubai, hit brick walls, didn't happen, and then I'm like, you know what, let's try Abu Dhabi. And so it was one phone call to His Excellency, and he loved it. It was an elevator pitch, and he's like, okay, let's do it. And then it turned into $1 million listing Abu Dhabi. And I just straight up said that, look, why don't we just showcase the entire UAE? Let's showcase Abu Dhabi and Dubai and show the world how beautiful Abu Dhabi is and Dubai. And so it turned out from $1 million listing Dubai to Abu Dhabi to UAE. And so we've got $1 million listing UAE.
And then fast forward to when Ben actually contacted me and said, hey, we've secured the rights to the show. We're going to start this filming very soon. Would you be interested in being a part of this? And I immediately said yes. Surprisingly, shortly after, I got contacted from another entity saying that we have $1 million listing Dubai, and we would like to know if you're interested in being a part of this show. So I'm just like what's going on?
Yeah, it was crazy.
And crazy.
You just reminded me, actually.
story.
Yeah. So there was actually $1 million listing UAE, $1 million listing Dubai, and $1 million listing Dubai had actually they had done an audition call.
They did a casting call.
Casting
Right.
call
Yeah.
like well before we even were
and
setting up,
Reached out to literally like all the top brokers of the UAE.
and
or
signed
Dubai,
them.
Yeah.
And they were signing agents.
But from a licensing point of view, how did that end up? How was that even possible?
It's possible.
And I guess this is one of the things that you would have learned about how Hollywood operates:
Yes.
the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes. And I was
Exactly. So they were involved in the Hollywood part of it, and then you had the actual official rights signed.
Yeah, we had the rights for the MENA region, right? So, the company who's based in the U.S. actually wanted to do. They can do $1 million listing, Dubai, or UAE, or Abu Dhabi or whatever, but and they can broadcast it within the U.S. and that's what they were planning on doing.
So,
But it all fell to pieces. It didn't happen. Obviously,
Right.
it didn't materialize. But it was funny how they were reaching out to all these guys, signing them up as well.
so I've been here for a fair number of years, and I've always lived in Abu Dhabi. And I prefer Abu Dhabi over Dubai from a point of view of somebody who lives here. Now that's probably because I lived in Abu Dhabi, right? And I think people who live in Dubai you feel the same way, right? You feel sort of that loyalty and that kinship, with I think the emirate in which you live. And you guys know this. One of the toughest things in the world to do is to get a Dubai resident to go to Abu Dhabi for anything. So when you're speaking to the Abu Dhabi entities about being part of this project, are they thinking that this is going to be a wonderful opportunity to start to get Dubai people to come and purchase? Because this is happening in real time, right? Like I know friends who are doing this. People are flying out of Abu Dhabi airport more often than Dubai, and people are also seriously considering about not just moving to Abu Dhabi, but also buying in Abu Dhabi. So do you think that $1 million listing is sort of recognizing that trend as well, and maybe it's exposing Dubai residents to the beauty of Abu Dhabi?
Yeah. I would live in Abu Dhabi. Yeah. I love Abu Dhabi. It's great. Me and my wife would live there. Only reason I don't is because my children live in Dubai.
Right.
So part of the show actually is our expansion as Fan Properties to open up our Abu Dhabi counterpart.
Right.
So that's actually part of the show, and yeah, we do a lot of showcasing there. I spend a lot of time there. This season was a lot of Abu Dhabi.
I don't know if you've been here long enough for this, but for sure you would have been. Remember when speed cameras started to actually work here? So my question is, how many speeding tickets have you gotten driving into Abu Dhabi over the last while?
Too many. Actually,
Right?
I assumed that Abu Dhabi had the same law as here where you can go 20 over.
Right.
So when I first started going to Abu Dhabi, I caught every single camera on the way because I'm on cruise control and radar cruise control. So I'm just cruising the whole time. And
That's
yeah.
a lot of tickets.
Yeah.
You get back. I mean, they're
Right.
like, I don't know, 10. I don't know. Not even. Probably 5, 6.
But not enough to get black points.
But you're only going 20 over, so I don't
Right.
think
So
you
yeah.
get
So
any
you would
black
get the fine, but you wouldn't have to
Right, yeah.
collect. You wouldn't be collecting black points.
Yeah.
And you've been good, I guess.
I think I got maybe 1 or 2
Right.
for using my phone, because apparently they monitor everything, even when you're on your phone, just driving.
It's funny. I can
crazy.
always tell the people who are not used to driving in Abu Dhabi because they are on their phone. Because if you go into the intersection too far, or if you're on your phone, they're using the cameras for everything, and it is they're quite careful about wanting to make sure that they catch everybody
Right.
as often as they can.
Well, that's why it's the safest city in the world.
Right? There you go. You are doing a very good job of working the PR. RAC. For overseas investors, people who are coming here, of course, Dubai, we've talked about, Dubai is the brand. So many people would love that opportunity to purchase here. I was up in RAC this past weekend. Do you see that as the great potential for real estate purchases, much like I think RAC sees all the opportunities with so many overseas visitors coming in?
Personally, I'm not 100% sure because I think one thing that not a lot of people are talking about is that Dubai is going to have a casino right about the same exact time that they're going to have a casino. We have the Bellagio, MGM, and Aria under construction now as we speak. I was there last night, like looking at the site from a restaurant having dinner, and I'm like, that's happening. That's right there. This is about to be ready, and people are talking about RAC like it's the next boom, which is, it's great to have all of this publicity around it, but I mean, it's going to happen in both cities.
And then, of course, Abu Dhabi is going to be getting one as well.
Exactly.
And what are your thoughts? Do you think that RAC, from a residential point of view, when it comes to purchasing real estate, is going to pay off as much as people think?
Yes, like any other project, I would say if you get in early, if you buy from the right developer, then it's a great investment. I mean, we sold a lot for Aldar over there.
People definitely made money there.
We pick and choose the developers that we work with, but yeah, the casino's going up. Obviously, there will be capital appreciation. You just have to be selective with who you're dealing with.
Right. If you were to, right now we've got so many news stories are coming in about incredibly wealthy people from the UK moving out here as well. Do you find that they are looking to buy into real estate here because of the opportunity to make more money, or is it because they actually want to buy into the lifestyle of the
For
UAE?
the lifestyle. Somebody just bought a penthouse for 550 mil in the Bugatti building 2 days ago. That's just insane. $150 million for an apartment for a penthouse. So, I mean, these are trophy assets that people are actually going to use. It's not just people speculating.
And your thoughts?
Yeah. So I have a few high net worth individuals and investors who've moved here from the UK. One of them completely set up his shop, relocated his HQ, sold his company for 800 million euros, and now he's investing heavily in the real estate as well. He's buying a big parcel of land, looking to do a JV development. So yeah, there's big players in the market coming from everywhere, not just the UK.
Do you had said this earlier. One of the accusations that gets leveled against Dubai is that it's soulless, right? And we know that that's not the case. It is whatever you make of it, right?
Yep.
You can do, if you're British and you want to do, the Saturday brunches, you can do that. But if you want to actually, raise a family, as you and I have, and perhaps you will as well,
Move to Abu Dhabi.
yeah, that's going to be part of the PR pitch, right? When they're coming out here, have they done the research to find out about just how safe Abu Dhabi is, or how, I won't say this about myself, but I'll say this about others. People, they leave their cars unlocked, keys are in there because they can't be bothered to carry them around, right? It is so incredibly safe, and it is. But have the people, especially from the UK, who are coming out, have they done the research to find out what the lifestyle is actually like, or is it just about the financial returns?
I think people have visited here before they actually make the move. People have actually been here on vacation and kind of got to feel the place and experience it before they...
Yeah.
Yeah. You feel the same?
I mean, I've been advocating Dubai, Abu Dhabi, the UAE for the last 20 years.
Right.
Going back home, I mean, I haven't visited for the last 14 years, but every year that I went back, I was always talking about this country and how great it is and how safe it is. So some of those people who said that they would never come, a lot of them are living here now. And so I think you have to come here, you have to see it to believe it. And that's what's happened over the year. And the PR and the marketing, His Highness, and obviously the government have done such a great job, especially post-COVID, right? All eyes were on Dubai, Abu Dhabi, the entire country. And I think that's what really just set them apart from every country.
It just
city in
happened
the
to be
world.
that was when the market was at the lowest point for real estate
Yeah.
as well. So.
And it just took off right after.
So we were here for 2008. What lessons do you think real estate agents have not learnt as a result of what happened then?
Well, I can tell you what I learned.
Tell me.
So that was probably the lowest point in my career. It was the first recession that I had ever experienced. What I learned is that, and I was very young, I think I was about 25 at that time, but some of the biggest companies within the market today were actually established back then. For example, Rami's company, Fan Properties, I think they just started in 2009, 2010, one of the largest, if not the largest in the market. All the other leaders within Allsup and some of the other big companies, they all started back then. So when obviously there was blood on the street and people were shutting down, the people who started then are now basically strong. So COVID, when that happened, obviously I set up my company. I knew it was going to be the best time, which was about 5 years back.
Right.
What people probably the biggest, or what they didn't learn from 2008 is life goes on, right? If you get knocked down, you just have to get back up and just get back and go stronger.
So from a personal point of view, and also from a business point of view, what do you do now to insulate yourself as best you can in case something like that were to happen again?
Yeah, so I'm in the market for 24 plus years, and I only set up my company 3 years back, so I'm very, very conservative. I never wanted to take the risk. I was always a top broker in the market, and people obviously knew who I was, but I was always very, very conservative. There's a lot of obviously risks when you're setting up your own company. There's a lot of things that happen that you wouldn't expect. There's corporate tax, there's VAT, there's WPS, there's hand-holding, there's babysitting your staff, a lot of headaches. And thank God I have my wife who basically is controlling the entire operations. But yeah, I mean, it's no regrets.
Yeah. Jumping back to the show, I've watched in my research preparing for this. I watched a lot of your videos on your own social media account, and then I see you on the show. I would go so far as to say very different, right? Social media, I think you come across incredibly knowledgeable, mature. I think you come across thoughtful. The show, you come across, and this is my question really, I won't even say how you come across, but I'll let you say, there's obviously a difference. And is that something that you were encouraged to lean into, or you recognize this was an opportunity to create essentially a public persona?
Are you talking about season 1 or 2?
So I'm talking about season 2.
Season 2, okay.
Well, there's only 2 episodes out.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. So there's only 2 episodes out, and there's a whole season 1 where you see, a lot of the similarities. But no, definitely it's a personal branding thing, and
right.
We've gone from being, because when we got on the show, we were already successful brokers. It wasn't like the show made us famous, like a lot of other shows did. So to go from already being successful to being the most famous brokers in the UAE has just catapulted us to another level, which we would have never expected or imagined. And
well, at least the 2 of us were
yeah,
successful. Yeah. So no offense to the other cast, but I mean,
is that one of the? Has that been a noticeable benefit?
Oh yeah.
So the exposure on the show has really helped so you don't have to probably do much personal marketing, correct?
Insanely, it's credibility and just putting us on the map, and giving us that power where we can knock on any door and pick and choose our clients and make sure that we get the right deals.
Yeah, agreed.
And you found that as well. Do you find that there's a little bit extra responsibility for you as an executive producer to make sure that you bring on the right cast members and that you also encourage them to be as authentic as they care to be?
Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, if the other cast members are obviously great and successful and do their part, then the whole show as a whole is successful. It's not just one cast member or one person. It's everyone within the show. So obviously there is a lot of responsibility behind the scenes, and there's so many moving parts, and it does fall on my shoulders, obviously. But the end result is the most important thing, and everyone did such a great job. All the cast members, from my Khalid to Sarah Surhan to Riyadh and all of us. I'm so proud of everyone.
It must be 2 full-time jobs for you, essentially, right? Because you do the real estate, and then you do the executive producing. And I would think that when the show, like right now, is probably a quieter period for you, but then you're going to have to start to gear up if there's going to be a season 3, and you're preparing for that as well. before it starts shooting, right? Because I would think all the work goes in beforehand, yes?
Yes, it's a lot of work.
So how are you able to, is anything suffering as a result of essentially, you having two full-time jobs?
Yeah, so being a business owner is difficult. So a lot of everything falls on my wife, and she's also an executive producer as well on the show, Jennifer Sabri. She pretty much handles the entire operations of the company. But when I'm filming, and we're filming like 4, 5, 6 months of the year, and then we're traveling to London, it does take a lot of my time, a lot of my energy as well. Like Rami said, there's a lot of moving parts. It's coordinating with the buyers, the sellers, making sure the developers are happy, making sure all the cast members are happy. Takes a lot of time and energy and effort, but no complaints whatsoever. It's all worth it at the end.
Plus, it's not our first rodeo, and
We learned a lot from
I
season
think we learned a lot. So we don't have a lot of things that suffer because now season 2 we know how to deal with being on season and being off season. So we learn to juggle it.
And imagine season 3. It's gonna be bigger and better, and much easier as well. So we're looking for it.
Is there that expectation to, like here, one of the things that Dubai does so well, and I know it's not just a Dubai show, but one of the things that they do well is that they recognize, oh, that's incredibly successful. Next year, it's now going to be, even bigger and better. Is there a little bit of pressure to make sure that was wonderful, but it's not enough? We now have to take that next step.
Definitely, there's always pressure. But if there wasn't, then obviously we wouldn't be stepping it up. We love the pressure.
Are you finding with the real estate responsibilities that people will contact you, DM you directly, I'm sure, or they'll want you to be involved in a property that's being sold or purchased? Are you finding that you're not able to be as involved with some of those as you might have before even season 1?
No, I try to be involved in everything. Yeah, I try to do everything and be a part of everything as well.
But there's only so much time during the course of a day.
I mean, I wish I could clone myself and
Right.
make 10 of Ben Bandaris running around, but that's why I have such a great team as well. So I've got people within my company. If I can't do it myself, then I'll delegate to the right people as well.
So that brings up an interesting point. For you, I always like to ask leaders what it is that helps them figure out the best course of action to be an effective leader. So for you, if you were to explain your leadership philosophy, what would it be?
Leadership philosophy. So I try. I don't have an office within. I don't have my own personal office within my company.
Which I love, by the way.
Yeah. So I sit with my staff. I'm accessible, 24/7. They message me, they call me, they contact me. If they can't get a hold of me, they contact Jennifer. There's no hierarchy within my company. And then I don't have a manager or a sales director, so everyone reports to me.
Right.
Because they want to deal with me, because they joined my company because of me. And then I'm just like everyone's friend. I try to be that friend. I'm not that boss, I'm not that CEO that obviously can't get a hold of. So I'm very accessible. And then I say, take care of your staff and your staff will take care of you.
Yeah, I've learned that, if I have people reporting to me that their job is to do the best that they can, my job is to meet them on their terms, right? And the way that you would work with one person is going to be different than the way that you work with somebody else because their needs are going to be different, right? So Phil Jackson, the basketball coach, has a great book called 11 Rings, and he would talk about Michael Jordan and what it took to coach him. And he would say, I don't treat everybody the same. I treat everybody fairly, right? So the way that you need to be treated is different than the way that maybe you need love and attention once a month, and maybe you need it, once a week.
Yeah.
And so I think the good leaders recognize that.
Absolutely.
And I think that they're then accessible.
We do it very discreetly. Obviously, there's people within the companies which we have to basically give a little more love to. But we make sure everyone feels like they're being treated fairly.
Yeah.
So I think the best way is just lead by example and do as if, just lead by example.
Yeah, I think that there are so many different styles. The one I think that most people probably hate is the micromanager, where I think people usually want to be left alone, told what to do, told what the expectation is, maybe given a deadline, and then they sort of operate within those parameters.
100%.
Yeah. Thank you both for joining me today. I really appreciate it.